Another week goes by and this Pokemon news, man, it's not getting any better. Oh wait, hey guys, Atlas here and ready to welcome you to another episode of Team Atlas Go. Whether you're already part of the team or just checking us out, thanks for stopping by. Today I thought I should talk about starter Pokemon and the possibility of their presence in Pokemon Go. I've seen and been asked this question pretty often and honestly my answer hasn't changed. But before we get to that, let's take a look at some of the things I feel support my claim and hopefully you guys agree. Now, the Pokemon Go reveal trailer is one of the only pieces of info that relate to this subject, so let's break it down and get to the gritty. At the beginning of the trailer, we have that trainer looking for a Pikachu around that park area. While Pikachu was a starter Pokemon in Pokemon Yellow and was Ash's first Pokemon, he isn't the traditional option at all, at least for a starter Pokemon anyway. From the very beginning, we all remember our choices to be Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. Water, grass, or fire Pokemon. And that's been pretty consistent with any game entry or Pokemon season afterwards. Then we have the lady who is looking to capture a Caterpie. Caterpie isn't a starter Pokemon, so moving on to the father and the daughter looking to capture a Charizard. Now to pause for a second, these are all people capturing Pokemon in the wild. At no point is there a battle shown between a Pokemon trainer and a wild Pokemon, so who knows, they could have one in their phone, but we just don't know about that. But back to Charizard, who was caught with a Great Ball mind you, is the final evolved form of Charmander, which is a starter. This Charizard was caught, though it wasn't a starter Pokemon, so still no dice. Now we go to the Arthur Johnson Memorial Park in California. One of the lady trainers who isn't too hard on the eyes happens to own a Blastoise. Now, some may think that she could have gotten that as a starting Pokemon, as a Squirtle to be exact, seeing that Blastoise is the final form of Squirtle. But keep in mind that, coincidentally, when John Hanke talked about possible locations for Pokemon in Pokemon Go, Squirtle might be at the Golden Gate Bridge, which is in San Francisco, California. Now, she could have been given this Squirtle in the starter fashion, or she could have traveled to the bridge and caught it, then trained it and got it to where it was at the point during the battle at the fort. She could have also received it in a trade because it's a definite 6-hour hike from one point to the other, but either way, the point of the game is to get out and catch Pokemon. I drive 6 hours to get a Squirtle, why not? Either way, 9 out of 10 times in the Pokemon game installments, the only person you see with one of the starter Pokemon is yourself, your rival, who happens to be the really great guy or gal to pick the type that's strong against yours, and maybe a random on Victory Road on the way to the Elite Four. In the show, there has been some one-offs, but it's not frequent in any way, shape, or form. Otherwise, nobody has a starter Pokemon. I know that Niantic has said that they plan on keeping the game as core to the franchise as possible. Maybe keeping core to the franchise is making a start by getting out and catching the Pokemon in our area. That's my opinion, but hey, I've been wrong before. The only other thing I could see them doing is giving you the ability to go see the professor and pick up your starter Pokemon. The closest thing that we have in the real world to that is the Pokemon Centers and Pokemon Gym in Japan and the Nintendo World Store in New York, which is being remodeled and renamed to be Nintendo New York. Maybe the new name means new locations opening up, but either way, I could see them allowing people to go down to these locations to pick up a starter Pokemon. Now, this would be a lot more like someone having to travel to the professor to get a starter Pokemon. I don't think this is very likely, but it's different, and they have had special events like this in the past, so I wouldn't put it past them. But that's pretty much it as far as that goes. If you haven't noticed, we already hit our 1,000 sub milestone, and a winner was picked for the 20th anniversary plush toy. That winner was XCOM923, so congratulations to him and thank you to everyone who participated. You all still have a chance to win again when we hit our 5,000 sub milestone, so enter and fill out the form following the link in the description box. Good luck everybody. If you haven't heard, Team Atlas now has a Facebook group where a couple people have already joined and have been talking about Pokemon Go. Join the group and the conversation and the fun that's going on there at Facebook. You can also follow me on Twitter at Team Atlas Go or Pokemon Go US. Lastly, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more great news like this. I will be at GDC this year to see Pokemon Go firsthand, so you know you'll get it here first. Enjoy, Atlas fans. Train on.